strategizing with Ghostwriter, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. I'll take a second and show you guys where I'm at real quick. New York City, man. You know what I'm saying? It's what we call the greatest city on earth. It's no other city like it, man. It's the biggest city in America. It's the greatest city in America. That means it's the greatest city on earth, right? The thing about New York City, there's a whole lot of people here, you know? 10 million people, I say metropolitan, the tri-state area, probably about 25 million people or so. You know, you don't want too many people though. Those metropolitans or those cities that got too many people, man, you're not looking for too many people to have in your city. You know what I'm saying? You want to have just enough, you know, just enough to keep the city vibrant. And I think that's what's going on in New York City. So, man, due to that and some other things, I've decided with my business, Miller Ray Legal LLC, you know what I'm saying, to stay in the city and to complete a couple tasks that I have to complete. Like, people tell me all the time that, you know what I'm saying, I probably should put more effort into Legal Wars Live, which I should. But we do outside live streams, man, and I'm doing it from a vertical live feed because it fits what I'm doing, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm filing cases, fighting for justice. A Miller Ray Legal LLC. You guys could check it out when y'all get a chance. You know what I'm saying? Legal documents company, man. I'm 40 cases in as a pro se independent paralegal, man, and I'm on the road. Started in Texas. Really, the business started in Mississippi, went to Texas. You know what I'm saying? Up here in New York City now, man. I'm pretty much modeling the live streams and the podcasts or whatever, the content that I'm doing on the internet, kind of with my lifestyle with this business. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, y'all make sure y'all check out all that great information I gave y'all at Miller Ray Legal LLC. You know what I'm saying? Big ghostwriter, paralegal, fight for justice. As y'all coming to the live stream, or if you're watching this video after it's pre-recorded, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Also, guys, I welcome everyone to jump down in the chat this morning. If you guys in the live stream, if you guys watching it after it was pre-recorded, get in the comment section, man. We need to get our comment section going anyway. You know what I'm saying? And y'all jump down there and tell me how y'all feel. I'm going to go ahead and jump to the content, though. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all like the video as y'all come into the live stream, man. You know what I'm saying? So President Trump today is supposed to begin an economic D-Day for Iran. Economic D-Day. You might say, Ghost, what's an economic D-Day and why should we care? First, let me tell you why you should care. Because Iran and the war with Iran is directly connected to the United States economy and the world economy. You know what I'm saying? That Strait of Hormuz, that's 25% of the output of the oil and all of the world, the world's energy. You know, we need oil to run everything we have in the world. And so Iran, if you could control 25% of that, 20% of that, you know what I'm saying, then you can have a stronghold on the world's economy. That is what Iran has done. That's why this war is important to me and important to you too. Y'all see our gas prices? I mean, just imagine America without this war right now. I mean, even if you're a Democrat, that's not what you want to see. You know, if you're a progressive, that's not what you want to see. Look, this is how a Democrat feel. A Democrat feel, hey, President Trump, he made the choice. He made the decision to go to war. So why should we, you know what I'm saying, imagine a world without the war that we knew? VP Harris, she said that if you vote for him, that's what's going to happen. So that's the consequences of voting for him. Maybe we won't have this problem no more. But what I'm just saying, for the sake of President Trump's administration, so moving forward, and I think he sees this, but there's nothing he could do about it because he's involved in a war that he can't control. But just imagine America right now without this war. That's very important when we're talking about an economic D-Day and moving forward and how you get out of this war. It's important that President Trump see this and understand that. Not just him. I think he sees it and understands it better than anybody. I think it's important that the Republicans see it and the American voters see it. America without a war, you probably looking at a good stock market, a real strong stock market. And we'll say the stock market is due to artificial intelligence. And in large part, that's factual. And if the stock market is due to artificial intelligence, then you say that, hey, Ghost, AI gonna be AI without a war or not. So I give you that, right? So artificial intelligence, stock market will look good. How about the gas prices, though? What you think the gas prices will look like without a war? I think the gas prices would be phenomenal. President Trump, before this Iran war, in his first 5 years of his administration, he never saw gas prices go over $3 a gallon before this war. Now his gas prices nationally have hit close to $5 a gallon. You know what I'm saying? It's unbelievable. So imagine a world without the war. You will have good gas prices and a good stock market. What about inflation? Well, when President Trump took over, inflation is about 2.9%. The Fed, what the goal they want for inflation to be is right at 2.2, 2.3, 2.4%. So when President Trump took over, President Biden's inflation was too high. Inflation got to nearly 10% under President Biden. It was unbelievable. But President Trump, he was getting it right. He was fixing it. He got inflation under 2.9% at some point within his presidency. So I would be safe to imagine that if you didn't have our Iran war, you wouldn't have higher gas prices, you wouldn't have higher inflation, or you would have a president who was more focused on those higher prices and getting those higher prices down. That's what I believe, if it wasn't for this Iran war. So you got to look at this whole picture. If it wasn't for the war, I'm not going to sit here and say that President Trump and the Republicans would be doing great and we would be in the golden age like they said we would be. I'm not going to say that. And you know why I won't say that? Because I believe fundamentally that big, beautiful bill sours that. Iran war, no Iran war. If you have an aggressive Trump administration or you don't, I believe what happened with that big, beautiful bill and those cuts to TANF and those cuts to Medicaid, those cuts to SNAP, I think that sours the idea that President Trump will have a great presidency if it wasn't for the war. But instead, we got to focus on this war, and he's got to fight this war. So what's going on with Iran today? If you guys don't know, the Iranians are not trying to quit. Not only are the Iranians not trying to quit, they're saying they're not going to quit. Speaking on the economic D-Day, that is today, we'll get to the news because that is the news. I'm going to tell you that Iran has remained steadfast and powerful. And only the names of the failed projects have changed, and that's according to Reuters, and it was spoken by Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister Kazim, however you pronounce his last name. You guys see it in the comments. Unbelievable. So I'm reporting, according to Reuters, the Iranian position, according to the Deputy Foreign Minister, is that they don't care nothing about no economic D-Day, and it will not affect them at all. As a matter of fact, they said it's just another named failed project from President Trump. That's how the Iranians feel. What you guys think? You say, Ghost, what you think? We don't know what the economic D-Day is. Well, President Trump and his economic D-Day, what he's saying he's trying to do for us to get out of this war. Iran wants to continue this war. Iran continuing this war benefits them because, you know, their main goal is to exert power. I think that's one thing that's going to haunt President Trump and his legacy for the rest of eternity. Because we know the goal. The goal is clear for Democrats and for Republicans, for independents and for the American people. The goal is clear: to end this war and to get the Strait of Hormuz back to where it was before the war. And number two goal is to get that nuclear material and make sure Iran is not going to have a nuclear bomb. That's the only two goals you can have. The memorandum of understanding would accomplish those goals, or would have accomplished those goals. But you see, the Iranians, Iran has remained steadfast and powerful. This is how they feel. This is according to them and their own words. And only the names of the failed projects, I'll add, of President Trump. That's the only thing that's changed. And that's according to their deputy foreign minister. And the reason why you believe that that's how the totality of the Iranian government that's left in power, the reason you believe that's how they feel is because that's how they responded. In the midst of a memorandum of understanding in which they were about to get more money than they got during the Obama administration and that deal, in the midst of that memorandum, the Iranians began striking ships. They knocked down an Apache helicopter, $35 million helicopter. I mean, violation after violation. And the reason why we see these violations is because of what their deputy foreign minister is saying, that they're going to remain steadfast and powerful. That's what their goals are. You got to listen to people when they talk. That's what I do. I listen to them when they talk. And I comprehend and understand what they're saying, and God give me the discernment to move forward. Iran's goals is to remain steadfast and powerful. So you talking about knocking down a 10,000 buildings that they got, or 20,000 buildings, they don't care about that. That's not part of their goals. Their goals is to remain steadfast through them 10,000 buildings that you knocked down and powerful. So that means that they want to continue to launch ballistic missiles. They want to continue to launch Shahed drones. The United States could be in a very peculiar situation defending its Gulf allies in this war because of our lowness, or we're low on Patriot missiles. And that's factual. We're low on Patriot missiles. Iran has a whole bunch of ballistic missiles left, hundreds of them left. They have drones as well. Shahed drones can cause as much damage. I've told this story before. I think it was in Jordan. Iran launched, let's just say, 10 ballistic missiles. 9 of them were met by Patriot missiles. 1 ballistic missile got through and killed 3 American soldiers and injured 100. 1 ballistic missile. So I'm saying, if you don't have the Patriot missiles, or if you're short on the Patriot missiles to be able to defend the American troops and the Gulf state allies, I'm saying that could be detrimental and very costly for the United States in blood and treasure. Because the Iranians, they have destroyed billions of dollars of U.S. equipment through this campaign. And that's just factual. And so I'm saying, regardless of what President Trump is saying, regardless of what President Trump is doing, the deputy foreign minister, the leadership in Iran says that their goal is to remain steadfast and powerful. And that today, starting the economic D-Day, is only a name of another failed project. What's the economic D-Day? Let's get to it. So the economic D-Day, what President Trump is trying to do, of course, he's reenacted the sanctions on Iran after the failed memorandum of understanding. So what he's trying to do with the economic D-Day, he's trying to apply maximum economic pressure on the Iranians. Maximum economic pressure. You say, Ghost, he should be doing that right now. Isn't he doing that right now? You got a blockade of the Strait, so the Iranians aren't supposed to be selling no oil. You know what I'm saying? So, they're supposed to be crippling sanctions. If you listen to Fox News, the Iranians are about to fold because their economy is in complete shambles. That's what Fox News is saying. And I'm not denying that on the surface, but that's a misrepresentation of the facts, in my opinion. And I'm going to tell you why. Always remember, they're trying to, Iran, their mindset, you got to know the mind of your enemy. Not only do you got to know his history, you got to know his mindset, what he's thinking when you strategizing against him. And so they want to remain steadfast and powerful. That's their goals. And what President Trump is trying to do, he's trying to break them economically, but moving forward into the news, what the economic D-Day is going after Iran's trading partners. Because whoever's still trading with Iran is the ones who's helping to finance Iran. You see what I'm saying? So President Trump wants to go after their trading partners, which namely their biggest trading partners would be China. Point blank period. Let's be real. China is their trading partner. For President Trump, I want to lay it down for you so you can see the whole chessboard. President Trump then went and fought Iran. Okay? To get out of this war, he's talking about an economic D-Day that he wants to put on the Iranians and go after their trading partners, to include their number one trading partner is China. And according to Reuters, this is news, China's foreign minister said on Monday, thank you for the donation, Miss Lori. I hadn't seen you down there. I'm going to get down there in just a second. Thank you, baby, and I appreciate it. China's foreign minister said on Monday that sanctions and pressure tactics do not help resolve issues, and that Beijing would do what was necessary to protect the country's interests. Do whatever's necessary. Do whatever's necessary. So President Trump, listen, I'm not afraid or scared of no smoke from the Chinese. Trust and believe. Good morning, Lori. Thank you for that donation. As you guys come into the live stream, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. The best way to donate to the channel, if any of you guys want to be like Miss Lori and donate to the channel, you guys hit that button with the $ in it, and channel memberships are only $2.99. That's the best way to donate. Any donation that you give is much appreciated, but I love to have every last one of you guys in this live stream, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats, jump down in the chat and let your voices be heard and join the conversation, because this is about the future of America, which is at stake. And I told y'all what the Chinese foreign minister said, the Iranian foreign minister said, and I told y'all what the Chinese, and they said that they're not in none of this. They don't care nothing about what President Trump is saying. They don't care nothing about no economic D-Day. They're going to protect their interests, and they're going to keep going. Miss Lori Walsh, y'all. Miss Lori Walsh, I have to stop for a second and give her some love, man. She been like a day one supporter of this channel. From day one. Miss Lori has supported this channel, y'all, from day one. So y'all say what's up and say hello, good morning to Miss Lori. Miss Lori, thank you for that gifted channel membership. I want to welcome the Winged Leo to Legal Wars Live as the newest channel member, man. You know what I'm saying? We just speak the truth on this channel. That's why Miss Lori supports me like she does, and I appreciate it. President Trump, looking at the chessboard, man, he has Iran. You know what I'm saying? And I know you will, Miss Lori, and I love you, and I always support you as well, man. You know what I'm saying? As we try to grow this channel and we keep marching forth with the truth. Listen, let me tell y'all this. President Trump, he's looking at an Iran that is very defiant to him. They're not going to go for anything he's saying. Y'all heard what the foreign minister said. Their goal is to remain steadfast and powerful. Their largest trading partner is probably America's largest geopolitical foe, which is China. And China is echoing Iran and saying that sanctions don't work. They just unstabilize things, and they're going to continue to trade with the Iranians. So where y'all think President Trump is standing right now? Are we looking at an economic war with China? That's what it sounds like that's coming. You see what I'm saying? How y'all feel about an economic war with China? Some of y'all would say that's crazy, and that's ludicrous, and that's insane. But if you look at the greater strategy in this situation, is to weaken China and Russia. I think Russia has been effectively weakened in Ukraine, and I think President Trump understands that, and I think President Trump is just trying to coddle Vladimir Putin within that weakening. Okay, Putin, it's okay, buddy. Just don't put your hands, don't put your fingers on one of those nuclear weapons, Putin, but you're going to lose in Ukraine, and you're going to be exited as the Russian president. But we just got to do that very mildly. So the problem, China is a big problem. China is probably going to attempt to attack Taiwan, and I think that's very important for me to say that this morning in the strategy with the economic D-Day, because that would be a great moment, a great chance, and a great opportunity for the United States to be able behind the Taiwanese forces, because the Taiwanese will be fighting for their freedom, and so they have to fight. So just like we did with Ukraine, we could do it with Taiwan. We could weaken China just like we weakened Russia with Ukraine. But I'm saying, do you guys think it's wise? I'm not against President Trump being bold and outlandish and dealing with the Chinese. If you guys, like Miss Lori, follow the content on this channel, you know I said with the terrorists, I said the terrorists, I felt like you don't put them on Israel. I said, I felt like you don't put tariffs on Canada. You don't put tariffs on Europe. Those are your friends. I felt like you used those tariffs against people like China, against BRICS countries. That's who I thought you used the tariffs against. That's just how I felt. You know what I'm saying? But he chose to do it a different way. That's a whole different conversation. But I'm saying I'm not against you economically moving against the Chinese, because the Chinese, the Iranians, the Russians, they have been economically moving against America for years. They have been trying to devalue the American dollar. Listen, I hear the Iranians and a lot of people over in the Middle East since this war have been trading that oil in Chinese yen. Because of course you can't trade the oil if it's sanctions in US dollars, and US dollars is the standard currency in the world, and that's the power that America has and that President Trump is trying to exert. But what I'm saying, President Trump, you don't want to be careful to help them accelerate ways around the US dollar and to prop up or to strengthen the Chinese yen. Because if you just patient enough, Xi is going to have to make that move with Taiwan. And when Xi makes the move with Taiwan, that's when you can cripple China in a way that you probably didn't cripple Russia, because Russia's economy wasn't as good as China, but China would be a bigger target. Their economy would be a much bigger target to cripple them in a conflict against Taiwan, instead of trying to do that right now. That's just my first take on the strategy with dealing with your economic D-Day, President Trump. That's my first take. You see what I'm saying? Plus, you got Xi coming to the United States. President Trump doesn't want to be soft or too soft with dealing with Xi. And I said that before. You saying that he's your friend or trying to coddle him like he's your best friend, and he's the direct opposite of your friend. Xi and Putin are not friends with President Trump whatsoever. They're not friends with America. They're not friends with us. I wouldn't say that they're cold-hearted enemies, but I would say that someone said, yell it, man. You talking about with that passion, man. I'm just saying this is a greater strategy. Okay, so I'm thinking this morning. We trying to think to a better situation for President Trump to handle this situation with the Iranians and try to get out the Iranian war. Because he in a pickle, man. That's a pickle. He's in a mess, and he knows he wants to get out this mess. He's trying to get out this mess. And what the Iranian foreign minister said, the Iranians' goal is to remain steadfast and powerful in the Chinese mind. I want to take y'all a little deeper into thought this morning. In the Chinese mind, in the Russians' mind, in the minds of the enemies of America, just as we're using the war in Ukraine to cripple Putin and Russia, bring him to his knees, slowly and methodically, just as we would use a war with the Taiwanese and the Chinese to do the same thing with Xi and China. I'm saying the Iranians, the Russians, and the Chinese are doing that to us right now in Iran. I'm saying the Chinese, President Trump, will support the Iranians financially during this conflict. Putin will support the Iranians financially. So what you got to think of, and what I said is the economic hardships and the pain that you put on the Iranians primarily is going to be felt by who, y'all? Y'all say it with me one time. primarily who is going to feel the economic pain and the economic hardship brought on by these sanctions? Primarily the Iranian people. If you look at the IRGC and all the cohorts with the IRGC, you look in about 1 million people. And if you look at the totality of the Iranian population, we estimate, and I would guess that it was right at 100 million people. So you looking at 1 out of 100. All of the listen, if you hit their power and their infrastructure, the IRGC, they still have generators, they still have ballistic missiles hidden, you still low on Patriot missiles, so they gonna get off on you and they gonna kill some American soldiers. That's why you don't do that. And you got to still think that the Chinese are still supporting them. The Russians are still supporting them. The Russians are telling them where the American soldiers, the bases, the satellites, the Chinese, I'm saying they're giving them money. I'm saying they're propping them up. And their goal is the same goal, BRICS goal, President Trump has given them, a Ukrainian-Russia war. He's given them a Taiwan-China war. He's given them a proxy war to sit there and attempt to weaken the U.S. economy and the world economy. He's given them opportunity. I'm saying America's usually the ones who's pulling the strings in these conflicts. We're the ones that's usually sitting there spending $350 million and putting all these resources behind the Ukrainians to embarrass Putin and to bring him to his knees. We're usually the ones who's going to do it with Taiwan. And that's why the Chinese got an American replica, not a Taiwanese, an American replica ship in their desert that they're practicing against, because they know America's the one that's going to bring. But I'm saying President Trump doing that in Iran, he's got BRICS. He's got China and Russia in that power player position in Iran doing the same thing, and we are in the quagmire. We're in a forever war, man. And I don't know, I'm not agreeing with what but I just don't know. Y'all tell me, can y'all see any kind of possible way that an economic D-Day or tightened economic sanctions on Iran, when you have the largest manufacturer in the world trading with over 100 nations, you talking about terrorists, and those kind of things President Trump's be pulling. You know how many people China trade with, China do business with? Nah, their economy's not as big as ours, about half as ours. Yeah, they have 4 times as many people as us. So their average citizens are not nowhere near as rich as Americans are. Their average citizens are about getting unemployment in one of the southern states. That's about what they're making compared to what Americans make. But what I'm saying is China is a force to be reckoned with. It's a large economic power. It's a power that we were trying to contain or keep from growing. But I'm thinking with this Iran war. And President Trump, this is what I'm saying about the economic D-Day. I understand the intentions. And the intentions are good, as they always are, President Trump. And what you're trying to do with China is necessary, and it needs to be done, because that's the only way to beat the Iranians. But if you guys have not liked the video, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't hit that notification bell, make sure y'all hit that notification bell, man. I see y'all down in the comments. I appreciate y'all. We down here next to Central Park in the beautiful Upper West Side of this beautiful city, New York City, man. I'm trying to ask you guys, do y'all think an economic D-Day, do you guys think that'll work? Or do you agree with the Iranian's foreign minister that it's just another name on a policy of President Trump's that won't be successful? What you guys think? Listen, this is what I want to ask you. President Trump has chose to go the route that he's gone. And what I'm saying, he's doubling down, he's tripling down. I'm sure he has some other nations that are with him that he's trying to make them choose between himself, between the United States and China. But this is what I want to say. What I want to say is that the way President Obama chose to deal with this situation was completely different. He chose to use the Chinese. President Obama chose to use the Chinese to help him negotiate, to help him put pressure on the Iranians to bring them to the table. And I'm saying at a time when President Trump has Xi coming to the White House in about a month or less, at this time, why in the world would you want to announce an economic D-Day against Iran, which is basically he's pointing at China. He's getting at China. Why would he want to get at China at this time? A lot of y'all would say, Ghost, we intelligent. We not like the stupid people. He just want a stronger position at the negotiating table when she comes. So I'm saying you're going to go through all of this. You're going to get Scott B. You're going to get all the PowerPoints. And you guys got a plan and a strategy. But you saying it's all just smoke and mirrors? That's what the Iranians are saying. Because I'm saying if you're just trying to get a better position at a negotiating table with China, I'm saying to me, that's smoke and mirrors. How you get a better position at a negotiating with China is that you give them some concessions to something they want, not Taiwan. Anything short of Taiwan, Xi, I will give you to get the Iranians to come to the table and bring this conflict to an end. And I've said it one time, I've said it 10 times, and I said it 1,000 times. I'm not even quite sure if President Obama could have done that by himself. And he's a completely different person than President Trump. He has a completely different attitude. The Europeans love President Obama, and he didn't come into America. He didn't come into the White House threatening to attack a NATO ally militarily. He didn't come into the White House degrading the Canadians and saying they should be the 51st state. I'm talking about President Obama. He didn't do none of this. But what I'm saying is even though he didn't do none of this, I don't know if he could have convinced the Chinese by himself. I've said it 1,000 times. And what I think it is, I don't know if it's possible for President Trump and them to do. Because what he has to do is go get the Europeans. Go get the Europeans. I don't care who the United Kingdom's prime minister is. They got the same king, man. They got the same influence. It don't matter who France's Macron is there or not. France got influence with China and with Iran. Italy has influence. Germany is the third world's largest economy. Number 3. Imagine the United States and Germany together, united. In any kind of campaign, that's the economy. Listen, the United States, Germany, and the UK, that's the world's number 1, number 3, and number 4 economies. I'm saying these are all traditional American allies. So I'm saying with President Obama, he negotiated his deal. He moved the Chinese to a position to where the Chinese were willing and ready to negotiate on behalf of the Americans. The Chinese put pressure on the Iranians. I'm saying the strategies, the different tactics, and the different strategies between President Trump and President Obama. Look at it how President Trump's doing it. Instead of going to the Chinese and trying to get the Chinese to help you negotiate and move the Iranians, instead of going to the Chinese and do that, you know what he do? He gonna declare an economic D-Day on the Chinese. You gonna go to economic war with the Chinese at this point. I think that's a mistake. I don't think that's a good idea. I'm saying if you just gonna threaten an economic D-Day, I think that's just pretty much smoke and mirrors. That's what the Iranians saying, that they're not worried about it. I think the Chinese are prepared for you. And we've seen President Trump with his tariffs. The only thing that has done is given the Chinese a surplus, $1 trillion trade surplus. That's the only thing President Trump's tariffs has done. It's got the Chinese richer, and it's gotten rid of American jobs. It's shed. I'm saying it's not working out the way he's putting it on paper. So that's what I'm saying. Be cautious that this situation is not the same, because I'm saying if you get at the Chinese now, you're going to start affecting your stock market. If you really get hard down at the Chinese and you start going at them with tariffs or any kind of sanction, you're going to affect that stock market, because China is not Iran and China is not Russia. And China has over 100 and some countries as trading partners. China is the largest manufacturer of goods in the entire world. It's a manufacturing superpower. That's going to affect trade. That's going to affect the economy. You got to be aware of that. So I'm saying President Trump, I mean, it's good to be bold and to look bad and I'm saying there ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying you got to be cautious that those moves that you're making is not going to make the situation even worse. It's not going to worsen the situation. You know what I'm saying? Guys, if I gave some strategy, if I was with President Trump or if I was with Pete Hegseth and I was giving strategy, okay? This is the strategy I'm gonna give you, and I told y'all all already before. Whoever's talking is dead. Whichever Iranian gets before camera and talks, he dies. Whoever is in the top of the IRG leadership, he dies. That's the operation I'm a name if I was President Trump. You see what I'm saying? I would go to the Chinese, I would get the Europeans. See, it's about the influence. Do he have the influence? Because before we talk about the strategy and what I would do, let's talk about if President Trump has the influence. Imagine you being a billionaire, a rich billionaire white man. I'm not being racist, you just gotta follow me. And you don't have the influence to get the United Kingdom to ride with you in something. You don't have the influence to get the French or the Italians or the Germans to agree with you and to do something. You don't have the influence to get the South Koreans. President Obama was a black man, and he had humble beginnings, and he had the influence to get China. Y'all remember President Obama, he always lecturing China. All China trading part, he always lecturing Xi. Y'all remember that? But even though he was lecturing Xi, he had the influence to get the Chinese to want to come help America. He had the influence, President Obama did, to help get the Europeans to come bring a unified worldwide effort to get the Iranians to see what they need to see. President Trump, he got the Pakistanis. You know what I'm saying? He got the Pakistanians running back and forth trying to make peace, and Pakistan has a lot of influence with Iran. It has some influence with China. It has little influence with Russia. But I'm saying that changes when you put Germany, France, the United Kingdom, the United States. You see what I'm saying? You put them nations together, that is the world's economy. You put the President Trump, he don't see that. He not getting that. And I don't know if he don't have the influence with the Europeans is the problem. I don't know if that's the problem. Like, if you hear him say this, he looking at the Europeans like a bunch of liberals, and they really don't like him or something personally. And that's why they don't want to help the United States, is because they don't like him personally. But for whatever reason it is, I'm saying he's not able to get any traction in what he's doing, because there is a reason behind the scenes. We've seen it publicly. We've seen him publicly from the Situation Room as saying that the United States gets less than 1% of the oil from the Strait of Hormuz. How many of us heard him say that? Wondering why the United Kingdom won't get involved. He went at the United Kingdom because they wouldn't get involved. He didn't even ask Canada. He's done embarrassed Canada so much, he wouldn't even ask Canada. You know what I'm saying? Well, he asked France to get involved. They don't want to get involved. He asked Italy. The Germans spoke hard against him. You see what I'm saying? And that's the problem. He can't get the influence with the right people, That's the whole, I'm telling you how to end the war. I'm telling you, you want me to scream something, I could scream this right here. I'm telling you, this is the end to the war. This is the end to the conflict. This is the whole end to the solution. It's not no freaking economic D-Day. It's getting a coalition of the nations with the influence. You gonna go as the American president, Pakistani president, eat out your hand. He'll do anything you say. That man ain't got the proper influence. Qatar is this big. I don't care how much money they got, they this big. Their military is not, they don't have the proper influence. Germany has the proper influence, dude. The EU got the proper influence. Look, the Americans moved out the way, okay? And he started selling weapons to the EU. And so NATO and the EU is over there helping Ukraine, and I'm talking about Putin and Zelensky, and Ukraine got the best gains they've had in the whole 5-year war since the United States moved out the way. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The EU could do this listen. I see with Ukraine becoming stronger and stronger as a military powerhouse. When you add in the United Kingdom's Navy, you got mounted troops in Italy, you got a strong air force in France. Like I said, you see what Ukraine can do. You got Germany's economy, and they are steadily building their military. I'm saying Europe is a force to be reckoned with. Together as a complete whole, the Europeans are a serious force to be reckoned with. And I keep saying the same thing over and over. Basically, the deal that President Trump is going to get from the Iranians is what President Obama, if you don't have to believe me, go get the memorandum of understanding. It's the exact same deal. Instead of us giving you 450 million, the Qataris and them gonna give you 450 billion with a B. We gotta lift some kind of sanctions so y'all can make money, making money US dollars immediately. We gotta lift sanctions, and we're gonna unfreeze 24 billion, these US dollars and funds. That's a lot of money to them in their own currency. You understand me? So that's $1 trillion. So he gonna give you the same deal that President Obama gave you, but better, more money in the memorandum of understanding than President Obama's did. That's why the Republicans, Lindsey Graham, a lot of conservatives, they didn't like that memorandum of understanding, because it's more money in that deal than in President Obama's deal. And what President Obama did, what President Trump tore up his deal, it allowed nuclear inspectors again to go in. Yeah, those nuclear inspectors were allowed in the memorandum of understanding. They were going to begin going into Iran again. But he tore up the whole deal. He tore the deal up. And so after he tore the deal up, he in the situation that he in right now. And the situation you in right now, I see the laughing emojis. Good morning, Bond White. But that economic D-Day, that's what you laughing at, because that's not going to work. That's all you doing. Everything you trying in Iran is not going to work. Iran has remained steadfast and powerful. What are they saying that's not true? What's the Iranians saying that's not true? Because you laughing at what I'm saying, like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm saying you in a war that you cannot get out of. Today, currently, President Trump, the U.S. military, and the U.S. intelligence services, CIA and all of them, today, currently, they want the nuclear material from the Iranians, and they want the Strait to go back the way it was. That's what they want today, now, and none of that is happening. So I'm saying whatever your will is not being done. It's not happening. You could try to make yourself in your own mind believe you winning this war, but whatever you're trying to accomplish, you're not able to do it. So I don't see how that's a win. The American government, their position right now is if the Strait could go back to pre-war conditions, and if they could get that nuclear dust from the Iranians, they'll probably pay $1 trillion secretly, print $1 trillion US and give it to them. They want it gone. But it's not happening. Iran has remained steadfast and powerful, and only the names of failed. The only people who you could laugh at is President Trump. I don't see how you could laugh at anything I'm saying. I said you shouldn't attack him and go to war with him. He did. I said you should, if you do it, you should do it within 21 days. He been in this conflict for 2 or 3, 4 months. That's what I'm saying. It's like everything I'm saying, he doing the opposite, and it's not working. And so you trying to pick a fight with China economically right now, I think that's going to weaken you whenever China attacks Taiwan. I think that will weaken you in that situation, because the economic fight with them right now, eventually you're going to make them countries got to choose a side. That's all you really going to do. They're going to have to pick a side between America and China. And I'm saying that would be great, America's influence if President Obama, but with President Trump being president, don't make them pick a side on Xi's personality as the calm guy, and President Trump's personality is threatening his own friends, screaming and yelling at his own homies. Don't make them pick a side right now. I don't think that's a great strategy overall for the United States, for the American for none of us. I don't think that's a good strategy. The best strategy, in my opinion, that President Trump has is that Iranian Foreign Minister Kazim, whatever his name is, he need to be dead by 1 p.m. That's your best strategy. Who ahead of the IRGC? What's the IRGC chief name? He need to be dead by 2 p.m. Who number 2 in the IRGC? He need to be dead by 3 p.m. Who number 4? Any one of them that get up and get on the microphone, I would be like President Obama. I would be using them drones and I'll kill them all. I'll hunt and kill them. I wouldn't be dropping bombs on buildings and the Iranian people. I'm saying, what is that? I'm saying, what are you accomplishing by bringing pain to the Iranian people? That don't make no sense to me. What are you accomplishing? The Iranian people ain't the IRGC. The IRGC is in control. It's 1 million or less of them. And it's harder. It's like always the hard work. It's like that's the stuff President Trump's not doing. This is the hard work. It's to locate. That's what President Obama did, though. Instead of going into Afghanistan with the entire U.S. military being involved in the forever war, instead of going into Iraq with the entire United States military like George Bush he just hunt and kill terrorists wherever they are in the world. I'm going to hunt and kill you. And he used drones primarily to do it. That's what President Obama was famous for. The CIA, we all seen the movies. So what I'm trying to tell you is in my opinion, President Obama, he needed to look, President Trump, as long as that IRGC is in command and control, I'm saying he'll never be able to negotiate with them. Not that IRGC in command and control right now. Never. He killed the supreme leader, the new supreme leader. You killed the father and you killed his daughter. Bon White, thank you for the channel membership. We want to welcome Bon White to the channel, y'all. He's an everyday, you know what I'm saying, regular. Y'all know how I feel about them channel memberships, man. I love them channel membership. That's the best way to donate to the channel. If any of you guys want to donate to the channel, hit that button with the $ in it, and your donations are much appreciated. Yeah, this administration that's in Iran right now, President Trump is not going to be able to negotiate with them. You're not going to be able to cripple them economically because of China and China's support for them. So you're going to have to go start an economic war with China, and I don't think that's going to be successful at all. I'm saying the Americans tried that. President Trump tried that when he first came into office. Y'all remember that? The 135% tariffs on China, how he was doing all that bluffing and all that talking and trying. And you know what China did? China just rearranges their trade. That's all they do. Listen, President Trump's first term, he did an economic war with China. Like I said, I'm not opposed to that because China is your biggest geopolitical foe and they trying to undermine the U.S. dollar constantly. They trying to bring us to our knees. So I'm not opposed to you getting at China. But what I'm saying, and this hurt the U.S. farmers, because you know what he did? China used to get a whole bunch of beef from the United States. They were buying American beef. So whenever he chooses to go at China economically, and they have the in his first administration, they had the little economic war, or whatever you call it, a trade war between China and America. It helped, it killed the U.S. farmers. All the money President Trump got in tariff money, he had to give it to the farmers. Because you know what the Chinese did? Okay, then, we can't get no American beef. Or no, excuse me, you want to charge us higher for American beef? You want to double the prices or triple the prices? Okay, then that's fine. China just went to Russia and they started buying Russian beef. And the only people it hurt was the American farmers. And any money that he collected off the tariffs that the Americans basically are paying, he had to give it to the farmers. It didn't make no sense at all. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna have a trade war with China, or you gotta know what you're doing. Real talk. I know you got Scott B and y'all business people, and that makes the most sense to me. If President Trump wants to choose a fight with China or with Iran, in my opinion, the fight he's choosing with the economic D-Day is the best fight for him to wage as the president of the United States. Let me be clear about that. If President Trump wants to choose I will feel more comfortable with him and I know, to me, that's dangerous. Him going back and forth with China and the world's economy lies in the balance. That's very dangerous. But I would feel more comfortable with him doing that than him with the nuclear, the bombs and the war situation. I just don't think he's trying to be a Napoleon-like figure, trying to act, bro. This ain't no TV show, man. This ain't no TV show, bro. This real life. You see what I'm saying? You can't be no Napoleon-like figure, bro. You not Napoleon. You feel what I'm saying? You a businessman. And due to him being a businessman, that's what I'm saying. I feel a little bit more comfortable in him with a situation where him waging a business war or a money war. Like, he probably know a little bit more, or all them billionaires around him, they probably got a little better idea, even though it's government, on how to do that, than you seeing him actually waging a physical war again. He just know. Because the problem is, and I think one of the biggest problem is President Trump, it's not that he don't know how to delegate. He doesn't want to delegate. He doesn't want to delegate the task. You see what I'm saying? He wants to be the one doing it. I want to negotiate the deal with our... Bro, you can't negotiate this deal. You got to go get the people to negotiate it. You see what I'm saying? You can't negotiate the deal. You got to get nuclear scientists, nuclear physicists. You got to get negotiators. It's a bunch of talented people in the United States who's able to negotiate with the Iranians, with the Chinese, with whoever. But instead of using the people, President Trump is using his son-in-law and Steve Witkoff, his friend, and basically it's him negotiating with them. They basically are his subjects while he's attempting to negotiate with the Iranians and the Chinese. I'm saying if you get him into straight business, I agree with the idea of the economic D-Day. I don't know if I would have called it that, or if I would have branded that, or if I would, but I agree with him attempting financially to go after and choke Iran. But I'm saying I don't see how any way in any of this, in any situations, you could get anything accomplished without putting no boots on the ground, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna, whenever in this situation with Iran, they're gonna get back to the fight. They're gonna get back to the bombing. They're gonna get back to the missiles. It's just a matter of time. The space you give in Iran, they just getting stronger. They just rebuilding. They just re-preparing for war. And I'm saying the conflict continues and it continues and it continues. And I'm saying, y'all, you can have your strategy of how to get out of it. I'm telling you, the people that you have in leadership in Iran right now, President Trump, with this strategy that he has with Bibi, when Bibi went to the White House February 11th, their greatest strategy was to have the Quds Force and or the Iranian people to arm themselves and to go get that regime in power. That's why President Trump said we knocked off the first layer, the second layer, the third layer. You ain't knock off nothing. You killed the supreme leader, and that's it. And a couple of more other people, and that's it. And I'm saying you didn't take out the power structure. You just made that power structure. You left them in power and made them more angry and more resolved against you to where they're saying steadfast. We're steadfast. This is their goals. This is Iran's goals. According to their foreign minister, they want to remain steadfast. That's what they're trying to do. That's all they're attempting to do. Steadfast and powerful. So you got to understand this. They looking for longevity. They in it for the long game. I'm saying, how do you end this situation with them? It's going to be a stalemate. You can laugh at it now. That's why we in the situation we in Iran right now, because y'all got the failed policy. This is the right policies. Whenever one of them Iranians get on the microphone and get to talking, he going to be talking like this. That's the right policy. Have them talking like this. Have them scared. They ain't got the fear of God in them. They think President Trump is a clown. I put that on my mama. The Iranians, they don't respect President Trump. They think he a clown. That's what the problem is. They don't have no respect for him. He a clown to them. And I'm just trying to tell y'all, that's what this whole situation, all of this pretty much is about. That's what it's got to do with. That's what it's about. And due to that situation, what I'm trying to tell y'all is the best way, what I think is going to resolve down to is you're going to have to take their leadership and get rid of them. You're going to have to change the leadership. Listen, let me say this. President Trump, he go out there, he snatched Maduro, and Dulce Rodriguez is inserted, right? If Dulce Rodriguez takes over, and she's still just as defiant as Maduro is, she's not letting you, I'm saying, what you gonna do? You gotta take her out too. You can't be going in there and then trying to negotiate with her. Say you snatch Maduro, and after you snatch Maduro, Bon White, Dulce Rodriguez is being, so you got to go in there and fight against her, and then you trying to negotiate. That man, that's just a bunch of clown stuff to me. It's like this: you take out Maduro, and Dulce Rodriguez, she seen what you did to Maduro, so that put the fear of God in her. You understand that? And that fear of God is what made her, she don't want it to happen to her. She know if this crazy dude comes snatching this people out the presidential mansion and they sleep, he could come snatch me too. And she a woman. So yeah, she hate America, but she don't want to get snatched. That's what I'm saying. If they don't have that fear of you, you a clown. They looking at him like he a clown. You could say whatever you want to about President Obama. President Obama, he hunted and he killed him. They had a different kind of respect for President Obama. He smooth talking, slick like Mandami, but he was hunting and killing them. It wasn't just Osama bin Laden. President Obama got a whole list of terrorists, him and the CIA. They didn't care where they was in the world. They was hunting and they was smoking them. They was dropping them. They were putting them in the dirt, man. That's how you get respect. You trying to kill the wrong people. Look, I'm going to go around. Y'all listen. Look at this right here. Y'all tell me this is American strategy. I'm going to go around and I'm going to flatten all these big, beautiful buildings. I'm going around. My goal is to spend, I don't know how many billions of dollars, waste all American munitions, rapidly decreasing the munitions to go around and flatten buildings. I done flatten all your buildings. But guess what? The RGC, your enemy, is still alive. And what did they say they want to do? Steadfast and powerful. They don't care about the buildings. They know they going to get money to rebuild the buildings in the end. They know it's just like COVID. You see what I'm saying? If you poor, you don't care about COVID for real. You just want that $30,000, $40,000 check that you gonna get after it's over with. You gotta understand their mentality. Steadfast and powerful. That's what they trying to do. So I'm saying, you trying to come over here and you blowing down all these buildings. The Iranians, they don't care about no buildings you blowing down. That's your strategy, though. That's what I'm saying. I ain't got no fear of nobody who knocking down a bunch of buildings. What I care about, that's not what President Obama was doing. He changed the strategy. He flipped the strategy. He used them drones. What was those drones called? They were Reaper drones, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't research this. I didn't look this all memory. If I'm not mistaken, those drones were called Reapers. He used Reaper drones wherever those terrorists was in the world. He hunted and he killed them. He got their respect, boy. That's how you get their respect in blood. They don't understand nothing else but blood. President Trump over there destroying buildings and doing a lot of talk and bluster. They not getting that. You got to put them in the dirt. Listen, when you put the supreme leader in the dirt, you got their attention. That's when you first had their attention. When you, that first day, the second day, that you had their undivided attention. But I'm saying, you should have been hunting the IRGC. You should have had a roster of IRGC members, and you should have been hunting and killing all of them. Kill them all. You should have killed them all. You ain't gonna have no leadership in there. Well, hey, we could worry about that when that time comes. You gonna have a bunch of rogue IRGC. They gonna reform, you could worry about that when the time comes. You went in there and you tried to take over. You did what you did. And I'm telling you, that's why you in that mess, because it's like you playing politics like they did in the Vietnam War, and you not doing what you need to do to win that conflict. I'm telling you how you win it. If that leadership won't negotiate with you, kill them. Take them out. Every last one of them. Kill them all. Where the Reaper drones at? You should have drones way better than the Reapers now. You should have drones with AI on it. You got Mossad, you got CIA, you got intelligence. That's the hard work. Go find them RGC members, them leaders, where they at, and do what President Obama did. Turn and unleash them drones on them and kill them all. That's the only way. How else you gonna negotiate? Them people ain't gonna negotiate with you. That's how you get your respect. That's how you get respect from China. Hey, China, check this out. This is what we gonna do. We gonna show you who we are on this world stage. Whoever you talking to them Iranians, since they won't make a deal with me, I don't care about you. Ain't making. I'ma kill that dude. He dead. 5 o'clock p.m. I'ma put him in the dirt. What them Chinese gonna be talking about then? Them Americans crazy. They over there killing people. They killing people. They taking them out. Take them out. You dropping bombs that's gonna hurt the Iranian citizens. When those they buildings. That ain't the IRG. Yeah, they dropped a lot of bombs on bases and all that. No civilian, whatever. That stuff is more hurting the civilians than it is the IRGC. That's all I'm telling you. All them Navy ships you said that they had that you didn't, they still powerful and steadfast. It's not working. You gotta individually kill the people who are you trying to negotiate with you. Because the next ones who come up and you tell them to negotiate, the next ones they put in power, if they don't negotiate with you, it's the Dulce Rodriguez effect. They gonna be scared. You gotta put the fear of God in them people. You ain't got no fear in them. That's what's wrong. They think President Trump is a clown. They think President Trump is a goofy. They said he got failed project after failed project. Don't get mad at me. I'm telling you what the Iranians think of him. They think he President Xi. What President Xi think of him? You got to get some respect, man. How you get some respect? I'm telling you how you get some respect. President Obama, he had some respect from him. I think he had the most respect out of all of them. They're not gonna listen. So you want to fight them in I thought President Trump, he seemed like he was past that. All the presidents who decided to do these conflicts without an all-out war, those are the ones that's successful. I'm gonna go snatch Maduro in the middle of the night, one night. It's over with. It looked like you was mad successful. He had a bunch of hype, foreign policy behind that. You see what I'm saying? President Obama, when he was using them Reaper drones, killing all those terrorists, I'm saying in America, ain't none of us care what's really going on over there unless you get gas prices at $7. Then we care. If in fight the price, then we care. If you taking food stamps from people and then we care. If it's affecting the American people, if I ask the average female in this city, she can't, if I show her a map of Asia, she can't point out where Iran is on the map, boy. They don't care. You gotta understand that. If you understand politics, you gotta understand that. Geopolitics, the majority of Americans do not care until you make them care. And you made them care. You made them care. Mint State Media, DT Hope, thank you for the donation. Y'all in here blessing me this morning. I appreciate y'all. They made them care. You made the American people care. Now they care. And I'm saying you in a situation, a pickle, where your biggest op, he's saying all we trying to do is remain steadfast and powerful. How you gonna get out of that? You could drop 25,000 more bombs. He said, I just want to remain steadfast and powerful. Go put the ballistic missiles in the Shahed drones in the mountains. Hide them underground so I could remain powerful. And we going to remain steadfast, meaning you could drop 100,000 more bombs and we not budging. That look like another 20-year war. I'm saying Lindsey Graham was alive, there would be boots on Carg Island. You would have at least 30, 40 Marines. More Marines would be dead, minimum. You see what I'm saying? It's just a disaster that should have never taken place. It's taking place now. The only way you getting out of this situation is you got to kill the people who will not negotiate with you. You got to kill them. You got to take them out. What we talking about? Why I'm dropping bombs? Why I'm spending all this money trying to drop my whole focus? I would do what? Listen, the Europeans labeled the IRGC as a terrorist organization. Tell me where I'm wrong. The Europeans did. The Europeans did. Tell me where I'm wrong. The whole IRG is a terror. So I would look at it like President Obama. Within the nation of Iran, all of the leaders of the IRGC, it's your fault that you don't know who they are. I'm saying you got Iranians, they coming on TV saying, oh, this dude a clown. We ain't listening to that clown, that old painted up face clown. What? That dude to be dead by 3 p.m. That's the only way you gonna get traction. That's the only way you get respect. That's the only way that's the only way, because if they think you a clown, they not gonna respect you. They gonna keep fighting you. And the war will never stop. It'll never end. Next, you got Operation D-Day, Economic D-Day. When you see that ain't gonna work, you gonna come up with and you gonna keep on coming up with memory and failure. Kill them. Just kill them. Get rid of them. Get them out of here. Move them out the way. Who gonna cry for them? Where your mistakes at? Where your errors at? You tell me where your error at. You already in the war. It ain't like you we gonna start. So what you gonna start? You already done started it. You can't get out of it. You get that? You ain't escalating nothing. It's already escalated. You need some respect. That's what you need. You need respect. They don't respect you. It ain't General Kane they don't respect. Trust me, it ain't that military, it ain't them F-35s, it ain't that they don't respect the leader. When you don't respect somebody's leader, it don't matter how strong you are or how powerful you are. I'ma hunt you and kill you. That's what I'ma do, like President Obama did. You don't respect me, I'ma get some respect. I'ma hunt and kill all y'all. I'ma kill all y'all. What's that movie? Kill them all. They terrorists. They were named terrorists by the Europeans. They are terrorists. Every IRGC member, in my opinion, is eligible to be hunted and to be killed by American drones. I'm telling you, you couldn't have somebody creative as me sitting over there with the CIA. I promise you, them Iranians, they'll step out. Every time they step out the house in the morning, they'll be doodling on themselves. They'll be defecating on themselves every time they wake up in the morning and step out the house. That boy, it wouldn't be a member of the IRGC. They would be in bunkers. They wouldn't walk outside. I have them playing a little dirt. They scared to come outside. They wouldn't come outside, boy. I'll hunt them and kill them all. That's how you get your respect. They think you a clown. Chi and them think you a clown. They think you mismanaged the war. They think you way out of your depth and you don't know what you're doing. They don't respect you. So as long as they don't respect you, you gonna have to go over there to Kim Jong-un, because he the one person in the circle that you think that you'll get your respect, but he ain't got no respect for his respect. All their respect going to Chi and Putin. Really Chi, because Putin is about, his power is finna be greatly diminished. But Putin was the dude. But now it's Chi. You see what I'm saying? Chi is the one that they respect. President Trump, they not, you gotta get respect from your friends. Your friend is Canada. Your friend is the United Kingdom. If you can't get respect from your friends, how you gonna get respect from your ops? You ain't got respect from your friends, don't want to play with you. You see what I'm saying? He left in a precarious situation. The only thing that I would advise him to do at this point is to hunt and kill each and every leader of Iran or the IRGC. I will hunt and kill every last one of them. That's going to get your respect. I don't care, China, whoever they talking to. Oh, he meet with the Chinese foreign minister. He was. There you go. He out of here. Pow, gone. Yeah. You remember that? What movie that was with them Reaper drones? I'm telling you, President Obama, he ain't play with him. I'm going to kill all of you. See, you go around, if you move a certain way, that's going to get a certain kind of respect. Them Chinese, they going to be looking at, like, hey, this dude, he killing everybody. He killing them. He murking them. He putting them in the dirt. I'm going to put you in the dirt. I'm not going to drop no bombs on no buildings. I'm not going to hurt your people. The people of your country, I'm not going to, I'm not water sanitation. I'm not doing none of that. The individual IRGC members, I'm saying what the CIA and the Mossad been doing all this time. They going to do what their leader tell them to do, what American and Israeli intelligence been doing. You don't know their leadership structure. You don't know where they at. You don't know none of that. All them satellites, all that. You got to know all of that. You got to kill them. Start dropping them. Listen, I'm going to give you an ultimatum. I'm going to give you 72 hours to free the Strait. If you don't free the Strait, I'll be acting like them. I could think like them. I'm going to get in their head. This is a hostage situation. You got 72 hours to free the Strait. If the Strait ain't free in 72 hours, somebody in the IRGC is going to die. I'm telling every day. If he want to be a TV president, this how you be a TV president. Because this right here, what I'm saying is something that the Americans are really good at. The Americans are better than this than any country on earth. They could find you wherever you are on earth. They could find you, hunt you, and kill you. Osama bin Laden was just the biggest example for us to see. Americans have been finding, hunting, and killing their enemies for decades. I'm talking about in the dark, under the cover of night. America is good at this. I'm trying to tell you, and this is what you got to do, bro. If those people won't negotiate with you, I'm saying there ain't no other way else out of it. The Europeans said that they're terrorists. We know they kill their own people. I'm saying, why you leave? I'm going to kill the supreme leader, and I'm going to kill 4 other people. Or 5 other, I don't care, 10 other people. I think it was 11 of them he killed in their power structure. And you see it didn't affect their power structure. And since then, I ain't heard about you hunting, killing, or none of them. Every last one of these people who won't talk to me, listen, I wouldn't do nothing shady. I would draw the line to where we not talking, negotiate, meeting at all. And I'm saying I don't care what Pakistan talking about. I don't care what Qatar talking about. I don't care what China talking about. The only ones I would care was talk about is the Europeans, but they not even with you. That's why you got to go to these measures. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Ain't none of y'all respect me, then I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Every last one of them RJ, who holding something up, he dead. He dead, they terrorists. Why you can't kill him? Who gonna say something to you? He killing the RGC leaders. Who gonna say something to you? They terrorists. Didn't the Europeans say they terrorists? So is it a war crime to kill an enemy combatant? I'm telling you, I'll be dusting. That's the only way out he got. He got the ones who's in power, they gotta go. If them people in power in Iran currently stay in power in Iran through his presidency, he will not get no nuclear dust, and that's straight gonna be something that's not gonna be what it was before the war. Those two things, he ain't getting no nuke. They not giving him nothing. They not allowing no Americans to come into, and that's straight gonna be like what it was. He don't have the influence that's necessary to be able to get them to the table. He need the Chinese. Instead, he want to declare an economic war against the Chinese. He need the Europeans, but he came in wrong. He think the Europeans weak. He don't think they need it. He need them. The Europeans so weak, ain't they? But look how America look in Iran. Let me get you to look. How does America look against Iran? And the Europeans are fighting a much stronger foe in Russia. The Europeans are fighting a much stronger foe than America in Russia. And then how America look against you, but you laughing at them like they weak, and they holding off Putin. And you struggling with Iran, and they holding off Putin. And you struggling with Iran, but you think they weak. The success America has had in all of these conflicts has included, large in part, the majority of the Europeans. But you don't want to use them, though. You don't want to use the Europeans. So that's what happened. You get in the situation you in. Mitten State Music says, Derek, you lame, not God, just you, and you are not God. Who is this? I am not Charlie Coleman. Says that I wonder what the Europeans did to make him feel like this. I don't know. I just don't think he gets along with them. I think it has to do with the terror. It's like that bully mentality. He look at Kim Jong-un as a strong man, so he want to be cool with the strong man. But he look at the Europeans are the weak ones, but he don't understand. Like, that's what America is. Look, we don't care if we look weak, bruh. You rich. He got so much money, he ain't trying to fight. Well, that's what the poor countries and the little scrubs do. Like, we don't have to fight. Why would the Europeans have to be out there trying to fight wars? They're the ones smart. Listen, I understand the economies, and I understand the situations with the democracies. I understand that all of the democracies in the Western world are in debt. I understand all of that. But it still don't negate the fact that the Western world is greater than the East, period. Point blank, in 1,000 chapters. 1,000 chapters. Allison says, Derek, you told on yourself, shameless. The Bible said you will know them by their fruits. Only one says Jesus is God, and you provided fake scriptures. I don't even know what none of that is. Mitten State Media is deleting someone. I guess that's Derek. Derek, your fruits and evidence, you are rotten and lame. I'm saying what they talk. I don't know where Derek at. They deleting everything Derek says. We can't see what Derek is saying. I want to see what Derek is saying, man. That's what I like doing, like seeing both sides. But obviously he's saying something that is not good. If you guys have not liked the video, y'all double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. I will say we will know people by their fruits. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying you got to have an accurate judgment of their fruits. The Bible is clear you're going to know someone by their fruits, but you have to have an accurate judgment of their fruits. You see what I'm saying? Like, if somebody has told over 100,000 people in the last 2 years about Jesus Christ, that's a judgment of their fruits. See, you got to have you can't focus on a sin or something you see someone doing that's not wrong and try to say that's all of their fruits. That's what you're judging them by. Oh, he smokes. He's a smoker. So you judging him by smoking, but you lie all the time and you a liar, and no one judging you by your lies. That's what I'm saying. You don't have righteous judgment. You ain't looking at the whole picture. You looking at one bad thing and spotting the spotlight on one bad thing and judging him by that fruit. Oh, he fornicated. Oh, he fornicated. I'm going to judge him by his fruit. He fornicated. But you lie every single day, 1,000 times a day. You a liar. And God said that liars will not inherit the kingdom of God. He judging you by fruit that ain't nobody else judging you by. You don't have righteous judgment. You see what I'm saying? This dude done told more people. You supposed to have been a Christian for 50 years. He done told more people about Jesus than you in a year than you have for 50 years. You supposed to have been a Christian for 50 years. He done read his Bible for cover to cover. In 2 years, he done read it 3 more than you have in 50 years. He got more on the ball spiritually than you. He got more discernment than you. You see what I'm saying? You can't just take one scripture out the Bible and twist it to mean what you want it to mean and just say, oh, now this person, bro, ain't nobody. Listen, I'm going to leave you where you at in your mind. Whoever that is, you just judging people by their fruits, I'm going to leave your judgmental butt right where you at in your mind. Just make sure you don't wake up in hell while you judging other people by their fruits. Make sure you don't wake up in hell. For real, because I'm going to put you in your place. I'm going to tell you, because we don't see ourselves. We got a cover on ourselves. We can see the wrong that everybody else does, but we cannot see ourselves. I'm going to help you see yourself, boy. You a lying murderer. You in a cult. Your whole cult is a cult full of lying murderers who go around accusing Christians of wrongdoing. Boy, I'll pull the veil off your eyes, boy. I'm not the one you want to play with. I promise you, you can see me doing whatever you want to against God. You call me out, I'm going to repent for it. Don't play with me. Do not play with me. Don't disrespect me, bro. I promise you. If I catch your name, bro, I promise you I'll empty your bank account with no remorse. I'm telling you, do not play with me. Don't get me upset, bro. I promise you. I put that on everything I love. You can have whatever you want to in your mind. I'm telling you how it's going to end for you. I'm telling you how it's going to turn out for you, boy. You playing with the wrong one. The wrong one, bro. There's people who watch this stuff that I say, bro. I'm talking about powerful people, bro. I say some words, bro. They'll come get you. That's how much respect they have for the stuff. You could take this as a joke in the game if you want to. I don't care how you take it. I'm just let you know. I'm not the one for you to play with. They see you a lying fake and a fraud. And they know I'm not a lying fake and a fraud. They know I'm real. And you trying to judge me by a mistake that I made when you you a walking, you a breathing mistake. You a mistake. You was a mistake. You see what I'm saying? Your daddy was a mistake when he let you up out the wrong hole. You a walking mistake. I'm not the one you want to play with, man. I promise you that. Hey, somebody tell him, Allison, tell him I'm not the one. I promise you. You can find a lot of people to play with, but I promise you, I am not the one. You are not going to like how this ends. It's not going to be pleasant for you. I'm at home with this. I'm in my comfort zone doing this, boy. It's not going to be pleasant for you. You could try to judge me all you want to. God said, do not call unclean what he called clean. And I'm telling you, that's what God said. Everybody who play with me in this situation, they get struck down. I had a deacon at a church, he played with me, and he got set down the next church service. He got set down. He was a deacon for 20, 30 years, and he played with me like that, and he got set down. Don't play with me, man. Real, he set himself down, too, on top of that. What's up, brother deacon? You know, I ain't got no hate for you. I'm going to just be real with you. I'm saying just don't play with me, though. Find you somebody else to play with. Go play with your mama. You know what I'm saying? Go play with your auntie. Go get you a girl. Get married. Get some children. Find somebody to play with. If y'all hadn't liked the video, y'all double tap the screen for me. Y'all heard what Murray said. Murray said, don't play with ghosts, man. Go find you somebody to play with. I'm not scary at all. It's not gonna be nothing physical I'm gonna do to you. It's gonna be on paperwork. I'm gonna try to empty your bank account. I'm gonna try to show you a real economic D-Day. You feel me? I'm gonna try to empty your bank account. That's what I'm gonna try to do. Derek, listen, I don't have nothing to do with everything you saying about the Bible. You can say what you want to about the Bible, but don't misquote a scripture. Because these people in the live stream, they know me. They know my worst. They know my fruit. They seen me on this live cast tell thousands, tens of thousands of people about how to get saved. Not run my mouth judging people. They heard me tell 10,000s of people what Jesus said the gospel was. How Jesus suffered, he bled, and he died on the cross. How he was buried and he rose the third day according to the scriptures. They seen that. They know that. These people on the live stream, they seen me walk away from girls like offering to have sex with me. They seen me choose God time after time again. Don't talk to me about a mistake I made with your wicked lying butt. You a lying, you wicked, you a lying, and you corrupt. How you gonna convict anything of anybody or anything they doing wrong when you so dirty yourself? You are dirty. I'm saying you walking around corrupt, wicked, and a liar. Imagine you being a government with your whole government on a pedophile list. Your whole government on a pedophile list. Who you gonna put in jail for messing with children when you got children in your basement? Who you gonna put in jail? That's what I'm saying, bro. You dirty. We all dirty. You a liar. Your lies is not okay. And you know you a liar. I've been telling these people they lying and they corrupt the whole time. Don't talk to me about some mistake that I made, bruh. Don't tell me about no mistake. One mistake I made or 3 mistakes. When you a freaking liar, bruh, God said you abide not in the truth. Ye are of your father the devil, boy. Stop playing like you some kind of spiritual giant. You know those people who wake up every day, they act like when their feet touch the ground, holy, holy, holy. Like every part of your day, you holy, holy. Bro, ain't nobody that much of a Christian. Listen to me. Listen to me. If somebody acting like, oh, I can't eat this food because this food is so blessed and so godly, everything they say is God. Every word you know they faking. Stop faking, bruh. Stop fronting. I'm a regular person who got regular desires. I got regular desires that God put in me that I have to overcome those desires. Just like you do. I'm a regular person. You act like you are walking around without sin. The Bible says, Jesus says, if any man say he is without sin, he is a liar. Bro, don't talk to me about you as wicked as all hell. These old want to be righteous people. You got your people in your circle fool with that fake righteousness I got. Boy, I know what you are. God told me what you are. You a lying murderer. You trying to go around judging people for mistakes they made. Oh, I don't cheat on my wife. He cheats on his wife. But yeah, you lie and you murder people though, homeboy. You ain't no better than me. Let's be real. You got them 200 people around you, fool, but you ain't got me food and you know I ain't food. So don't send your cohorts trying to come at me, boy. You know what I am. And if you don't know, I'm going to show you, bro. God will strip you of everything you ever worked for in your life playing with me, boy. I'm that bold and that confident. You think you Nick Saban, boy. God finna strip you and kill somebody in your family, boy. Finna die. Playing with me with your corrupt lying butt. He been a corrupt liar for 40 or 50 years, bro. And you talking to me about something when you know everything I'm doing is honest and righteous, boy. You wish you was as righteous as me, you lying corrupt. That boy lying corrupt. And then on top of that, his heart is dark as a cold-hearted. You know what I'm saying? They kick people in the face when they down. They believe in euthanizing homeless people. Cold-hearted supposed to be representing Jesus. You a clown, boy. You ain't nothing like me. It's a fantasy. Don't talk to me about no mistakes I made, bro. I'm 46 and I'm single. I went celibate for 5 years, and then I went celibate for 12 months. How many times you been celibate in your life with your married butt? That's why you went and got married. He got the same sex cravings you did, but you got married. Oh, I obey God. Oh, that's what it was. You obey God with your perfect self, bro. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Real talk. Especially he the dude. Listen, imagine you a trickster. So you send a girl at a dude. You see what I'm saying? And say whatever happened with the girl and the dude, then you gonna come back and be, look, I told y'all, bro, you a trickster. That's entrapment. In the law, we call that entrapment. You can't induce or entice someone to commit a crime. He inducing or enticing people to commit sin. Boy, you Lucifer himself. I'm saying, don't come judging me. It's not in my heart to do nothing against God, and God know that. The people around me know that. Don't come trying to judge me, boy, because I'm telling you, you gonna lose your whole head trying to judge me. Every time they hadn't figured that out. The police come trying to judge me, say my license was expired and they lost their head. You lose your head for that. Don't come trying to judge me. You come trying to say I'm sitting in the wrong, you gonna lose your whole head playing with me. Don't judge me. I'm more righteous than you. God wants you to see that. I'm more righteous than you. Do not judge me. That's a mistake, boy. Put your name on that paper with your judgment. I promise you that's a mistake. I'm not the one to play with. I'm telling you, all the people playing with me, ain't none of them got their name on it. That's what you got to think about. Ain't none of them coming out and saying, hey, my name is the such and such police department and I'm finna do this to you, yeah, and you gonna get sued 1,000 times. Where you at? Step up. What Dre said. Where they at? What step up? I'ma try to bankrupt you. Bro, one of them police departments that spent about $15,000 and I ain't even dropped a lawsuit yet. Oh, it's all the American people, man. It's the taxpayers' money, hun. You don't care nothing about it. It ain't nothing but $15,000. You don't care nothing about it, hun. Stupid. You just stupid, bro. Your corrupt, lying self, do not ever in your life think that you gonna judge me. Not for 1 minute. And if you do, don't put your name on that. Because I promise you what I'm going to tell you, I promise you I'll make you want to disappear, bro. I'm not the one for you to play with. Go play with your mama. Look. Bon White and them, they know the kind of person I am. They know what I am. They know who I am. They spend hours on this live stream with me every single day. Hours. Don't play with me, man. Go play with your mama. Real talk. Don't judge me. I don't play games like that. I don't do stuff like that. If you come for me, now be prepared. Come ready, come right, and come knowing what you talking about. Because you're not going to beat me in no argument. You already know, and you already wrong before you step up. You know you wrong. You know you ain't supposed to be judging nobody. God said don't judge unless you want to be judged. So you come trying to judge me, I'm going to put a mirror in your face, boy. You know when you look in the mirror, you see them imperfections on you. Yeah, I'm going to show you all them imperfections on you if you play with me. Don't come trying to judge me. Judge yourself. You judge yourself first. That's what the Bible said. He said, let every man examine his neighbor. Jesus said, let every man examine his neighbor to see if he be in the faith. So you around examining your neighbors and you not doing what Jesus said to examine yourself. That's how we gonna make this world better. That's how we gonna change it, by us changing ourselves. You out there trying to change other people and you ain't changed yourself yet. You still dirty. You a dirty rag. You about as useful as a dirty rag, a lying, corrupt person who walking around in a suit praying like you love Jesus. Maybe you do love Jesus. But I'm saying I'm not the one. Don't play with me like that. Don't come for me. Don't try to judge me. Real talk. Don't try to judge me because you're going to pay for it drastically. I don't play games like that. I'm not trying to judge you. It's people sitting there. I don't do that. I don't try to judge people. God gonna judge him. God created him. God gonna judge him. I'm not running around holy, holy, holy. Oh, I love God. God, God, God. God, God. To me, that's blasphemy. That's a game. For the people who do love God in their heart, I'm not hating on you. But how much money you made saying God's name? Let's be real. You want to talk about something? How much money you get paid for calling people out for making mistakes? Do you get paid in the name of God for calling people out for making mistakes? How many millions you done made doing that? Mr. Preacher Dude, I'm not the one you want to play with, man. Don't play with me. Go play with your mama. And if your mama dead, you might need to dig her up to play with her. That's how serious I am. Don't play with me. You playing with the wrong. You playing with me. Don't play with me, boy. I'm real about everything I'm saying, and you know in your heart you not. I don't wake up with that fake stuff. I don't be going to church. I'm playing these games like, man, get out of here, bruh. Let's be real. That's why you can't reach nobody. Cause you being there, people ain't with that fake charade stuff you doing, bro. The world of God is changing everything, and you can't see it because He ain't give you the discernment and vision to see it. But one of the ones you are, because He out here and made a mistake, boy. You don't know what's in my head. What's wrong with you? You crazy as I don't know what. You don't even know the mission that God gave me. You know how big that mission is, boy. Like you catch King David out there, King David with Bathsheba, and you out there running your mouth to King David, boy. What you talking about, boy? Go sit your butt down somewhere. Real talk. Find you someone else to play with, cause listen, God got you playing with me for me to show. He gonna show His power through me. God's showing how great He is through me. He's showing how merciful He is through me. Everything He's showing through me, bro. I am an embodiment of the Spirit and the work in the hands of the Lord. Boy, what you talking about? You know how many people have been blessed and seen things having to do with God through my life as an example? How many powerful people I proclaim the word to, the words of Jesus to? Boy, you playing with the wrong one, I promise you. God gonna be with me. I'm saying I went against a deacon. I wasn't even a Christian, and God set him down. He been with me since before the day I was born with that heart murmur. And the doctor said I was a miracle baby because I shouldn't have made it. God been with me since before I was born. And it ain't, you know how people say, oh, God with me. Oh, God with me. You know, it ain't nothing wrong with you saying that. But I'm saying your preacher wasn't born with no heart murmur. That he shouldn't have, I got 4 chambers in my heart, only 3 of them work. You understand that? So I shouldn't even be alive. The doctors say I'm a miracle baby. Before I was born, the devil Satan was trying to kill me. Go ask my mama, I ain't making none of this up, boy. She was praying for a baby, praying for a son, praying for a son. And then she had one, and his heart wasn't working. Only 3 of the 4 chambers in his heart was working. God was with me, not in a word, boy. Not in no thesis. You know, the preacher, oh, God with me. No, He showed Himself He with me. From the day I was born, boy, this ain't what you want. I'm assured of who I am. I don't need nobody to tell me who I am, boy. I promise you, you don't want none of this. Tell him to put his name on it. If he doing something, say such and such. He Nick Saban. You know Nick Saban retired, but hey, he Nick Saban though. He don't want to retire. He the Nick Saban that won't retire. Hey, tell him Nick Saban sign your name on this, boy. I'm telling you, God gonna strip him of everything he ever worked for. 50 years of it, it'll be gone in an instant, bruh. Don't go play with your mama, man. Real talk. Don't play with me. Real talk, man. I ain't hating on nobody, but I'm serious about God. I don't play about stuff like that. Some stuff I don't play about. You play about everything. They set up games, scenarios, and situations, and everything they do is a game, pretty much. I'm not a game player. I just have to play it because I'm put in it. But I'm not a natural game player. If y'all hadn't liked the video, man, y'all double tap for me. Double tap, 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 tap. Upper West Side of Manhattan. Y'all, we almost already to 20 episodes. Von White, we almost already on 20 episodes of Strategizing with Ghostwriter. It's like, dang, man, has it been a month already? Since the Tax to Rich tour ended, it's already been a month. Unbelievable. Upper West Side of Manhattan, man. I love every last one of y'all. I appreciate y'all support this morning, Miss Lori Walsh. You know what I'm saying? Men's State Media, you hear every day. Von White, Hannibal, thank you. You know I love you. All the people that come out and support the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Make it a little easier for us to do what we do, man. Legal Wars Live, we tell people the truth on this channel. We don't care if you're a Republican. We don't care if you're a Democrat. We don't care if you're independent. We don't care if you're what they call the Democratic Socialist. Shoot, we just tell the truth. Mayor Mondami, he's doing a great job of what I could see, or what the American people are expecting. American people need some help, man. Point blank, looking for the politicians who's willing to help the American people. Mid-State Media says, I was born with without legs on both sides below the knee. God looks out for those who need the most. And it's facts. The Bible, bruh, listen, King David in the Old Testament, that's all it talked about. God sought those who he wanted you to seek him in your time of need. The Lord was a high tower. Look, the men who I know that are the most spiritual men are the ones who sin. Y'all dudes who walking around saying that y'all are without sin, you don't understand. You're not close to God. The men who are close to God have been humbled. Look, Job was without sin, but look what Job had to go through for being without sin. You got this dude, he around here walking like he the Apostle Paul, like he without sin, but he ain't going, that don't make no sense. That's not God, bro. You don't understand. All of us, look, there's 24 elders sitting around the throne of God. But I'm saying when John, the writer in Revelations, observed those 24 elders around the throne, they weren't sitting there like they had power like Jesus had power. You know what the 24 elders around the throne are doing? They're on their face, they falling down, and they're worshiping God 24/7. That's what you don't understand. And if God's going to have to lift you up, you're going to have to get humble. I'm not telling people to go out there and just start doing a whole lot of sinning so you could get close to God. That's crazy. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying those who really belong to God, those who have went into sin and they've repented and they've turned away from that sin, those are the ones who understand the most and the most spiritual. I promise you. Those are the ones who understand the most, and they're the most spiritual. Mid-State Media says, double tap the screen, says, how much longer in Manhattan, man? I don't know. I'm thinking probably to the end of the year. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm praying. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm saying maybe, who knows? If they're willing to give me an apartment, you know what I'm saying? If they give me a nice apartment, if they want me to stay here, that's what they're going to do. I'm saying that's what the city does anyway. It's not like they're doing anything special for me. It ain't like no corruption going on or something like with y'all Republicans down in Mississippi. Real talk. I want to talk about that Nolan Wells case again. I can't wait till some more evidence get proven and come out. But what I'm saying is yeah, man, if they give me an apartment up here, man, a nice enough apartment, man, I definitely will stay in Manhattan. I love this city, man. It's a gorgeous city. I love this island. This has become my island. You know what I'm saying? I've only been on Manhattan for about 3 months or so. I've been in the city going on 4 months. I've been in the state for a year. You know what I'm saying? But like this island right here, this is definitely my spot. I know I have to be in the New England area. As long as I'm being required to be in New England, I will be on Manhattan. That is undisputed, unnegotiable, non-negotiable. Excuse me. It's not even worth talking about, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Well, you pick your side. West side, east side, lower Manhattan, downtown, wherever you want to go. Or you want to go uptown Harlem, wherever you want to go. We on this island, though. We on this island, baby. Ameliorate Legal LLC. That's where we working from, right here in this beautiful, gorgeous city, NYC. That's where we at, man. 1 hour and 42 minutes, y'all. We've been on the live stream. Hey, Horror Fun, you could go report anything you want to. I know you think YouTube care about reporting the channel. You know how many channels I done reported for the disgusting things it's not, YouTube don't care about that. It's a freedom of expression. They're gonna allow you to freely express yourself. I don't even curse on this channel. What you gonna report? You're a little retarded butt. Get your little retarded butt out this live stream. A little retard. What you reporting, retard? What you reporting? It doesn't do nothing. I'm a reporter channel. Bro, I done reported 1 million channels. That don't do nothing. YouTube, the algorithm gonna catch you doing something that is against their policy. They gonna flag you, tag you, and remove you themselves. Ain't nobody, bro. People be on YouTube cursing. YouTube is a freedom of speech place. You are allowed to freely express yourself. You don't want me telling the whole world see how corrupt Mississippi is. Go report that. Report your corruption. Ain't nobody care what you reporting. That's what you don't understand. You think things go by. These little rich people, they've always had things to go their way, the way they think, and they have their influence and people fall in line. I'm not one of them ones. I'm one of the ones as an unlicensed person that won in the U.S. Court of Appeals. I'm one of them ones. I'm one of them ones. I'm not one of the ones to fall in line with you. I sue you and I win. I'm one of them ones. You try to file a summary judgment and you get 8. I'm one of them ones. I'm not one of the ones that that the people who are in your church or wherever you at, those are the people with you. I'm not, you don't get that. You can't dictate what I do if I'm not under your authority. That's you with the mental problem. I don't care how many people you got with you. They blind. You cannot dictate what someone to do who is not under your authority. You cannot create a fake authority to try to make them do what you want them to do. You blind. And when the blind lead the blind, my daddy said, if you see a man who owe you money, and he's sitting there beating his head against the wall. Remember, this dude owe you money. And he beating his head against the wall. My daddy said, why you gonna go over there and tap him on the shoulder and stop him? He said, let him keep beating his head against the wall. He's sitting over here beating his head against the wall. And he owe you money. Daddy said, nah, son, don't stop him. Let him keep beating his head. As soon as he knock out, because you know he gonna knock out. You know he gonna knock himself out eventually. Soon as he knock himself out, go in his pockets and take everything he owe you. You ain't got to do no court case. Or this is the court case. I don't know, Pops, which one is it? Go in his pocket, get everything he owe you, bro, and get on down. We good now. This little stupid, he owe me money. He over here running his mouth, beating his head against the wall. I let him knock himself out. And cause I'm telling him that he's stupid when he beating his head on the wall. I'm saying, hey, stupid, you beating your head, stupid. You finna knock yourself out, stupid. Cause I'm telling him that while he doing it, he said I'm cheating or I'm corrupt. And he corrupt as all hell. He talking about somebody have sex with a person like I'm a bad person. And you corrupt as all hell. You wicked as all hell. You got no integrity. You a liar. You got an ego problem. You not humble. You think you God. Boy, don't get me started on you, boy. Don't get me started. The best thing to do for me is just to leave me alone, unless you want some smoke. But when the missiles start coming at you, see, the thing about a war is you can't control Iran from shooting back. You could shoot at them. You stronger, bigger, and powerful. Go smash all their buildings. You can't control them from shooting ballistic missiles back at you. So I'm coming back at you with my ballistic missiles. Don't come for me. If you just leave me alone, the Strait of Hormuz will stay exactly the way it is. You come mess with me, that strait will never be the same. It's on you. You bigger and stronger, but I'm saying, and what you trying to accomplish, you will not accomplish. And if he hasn't seen that yet, that's the definition of insanity. Every day you try to do something different, the same thing is accepting different results. I'm sorry, they're not doing something different at all. They're doing the same thing every day, expecting anything to change, and ain't nothing changing. I'm not doing the same thing every day. I'm suing different people. They doing the same thing every day, expecting something to change. The definition of insanity. You being led by an insane dude. That dude is insane. He been insane. I'm saying, don't come mess with me, bruh. The blind leading the blind will lead the world nowhere, lead the world to a ditch. That's what it will. We go to a ditch. That's what's going to happen to us. We all going to fall in the ditch. If you guys haven't liked the video, y'all double tap the screen. Y'all give me just a second. All right, my bad, y'all. I'm back. Hey, look, this is what I'm saying. I'm not framing nobody kids. They frame themselves. Who gonna frame some kids? Boy, them boys finna, if they did something, they going to jail. What you talking about? What I'm framing? What I'm framing? If they did something, they going to jail. They frame themselves. Why you got your homeboy's cell phone when your homeboy is out there somewhere dead, but you got his cell phone? How I frame that? You got his cell phone. You got your friend's cell phone. Imagine if me, Randall, and Jamie and Seth went to the island. I'm from Mississippi, from the city Nolan Wells from. Them three people I named was white boys. And I'm saying they come back and they got my cell phone, but I'm nowhere to be found. You doing that to yourself, you idiot. You sue me, I want you to sue me. Boy, I'm gonna get money from you. You come for me, I'm not the one to play with. You think I'm scared of President Trump lawyer? He ain't no better. He ain't no better than no lawyer, bro. I went against the best lawyers. I won an appeal in the U.S. Court of Appeals, bro. What you accomplished in your life? I can't sit here and talk and argue with nothing people. You ain't done nothing. You can't even format a legal document in court. You can't format one legal document in court. Why should I listen to your opinion? What's the caption? You don't even know what the caption is on the legal document. You wouldn't even know where to file the document at. You wouldn't even know which court to go to. You don't even know all the courts in your community. Man, stop playing with me. You gotta go call somebody. I am that person you call. I'ma beat the dude that you call. When it gets serious, we go to court, you gonna have to call somebody. I'm the dude that's gonna beat who you call. Stop playing with me, boy. I don't care if you don't got the proper respect for me. Just don't play with me. That's all I'm telling you. You ain't gotta respect me, just don't play with me. Because if you play with me, you know what time it is. It's time to get the peeing. I'ma pee on you, boy. That's what I'ma do. That's who I am. I can't change that. God made me as that. That's natural. I just wasn't doing it in court, but I've been doing that my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Look, you look at the situation I'm in life, that situation is bad, huh? But when I was 19 years old, I'm saying I got caught with something I could have did 20 years, 25 years for. If it was a federal charge on the federal guidelines, I would have had to do about 15. Real talk. Minimum. So that means I wouldn't have got out of jail about 37 anyway. I did 7 months of drug and alcohol, boy. Don't play with me. I'm trying to tell you, don't play. Go play with your mama, boy. You just get better results playing with your mama, man. Don't play with me. All right, men, safe media. I'll see you later, man. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I can't respond to dumbness, man, and stupidity, man. You know what I'm saying? They try to destroy me and you fail. You try to break me and you fail. You try to get me on my face crying and you failed. You failed everything. You a failure. But you celebrate just because you took my car and you got me living like I'm living. You celebrating that, but you only did that to get to a greater goal that you did not get to, that you cannot get to, just like Iran. It's the same situation. I think the dude is using a military contractor. I think he's a CIA plant. He seemed like he more affiliated with the government than God. He's way too transactional with government situations than God. If he a Christian, at best, he's like Lot. That's what I'm saying. This man ain't representing God's interests. He representing America's interests. I could do that, but I'm not walking around saying I'm a preacher. You can't be a preacher. You can't serve two masters. You either serving the government or you serving God. You not serving God using the government's people to do God's work. That's not, I'm saying that's dumb stuff. That's he trying to make a fake power. The preacher, he want to create some fake authority he don't have. King David had real authority. Paul and Peter had real authority. They were raising people they were doing miracles. You can't do no miracle, dude. That's what I'm saying. You gotta, if you try to make yourself something you not, I'm telling you, they trying to say I'm not something that I am. We completely different. You trying to make me not be something I am and make me be something that I'm not. And make yourself be, you all in the fantasy. I don't live in that fantasy stuff you live in. I don't live in it. I told my daddy I was going to win in the U.S. Court of Appeals. He said he don't live in fantasy worlds, but I won. Ask him how it turned out. I asked him what chance I have of winning in the U.S. Court of Appeals. He told me I had 0 chance of winning, but I won. Ask him how that turned out. I don't live in no fantasy world. I know what I'm talking about. The only way you could beat me is the courts got to be corrupt. If the courts ain't corrupt, I never lose one case, because everything I'm saying is the truth. I talk and walk in the truth, and you talk and walk in the fantasy, and God sent me here to teach you that. That ain't nothing against my daddy. That's the larger group that's the group at large. All of them do. They make and create. We all can create our realities to a certain extent, but they go overboard with the creating of the reality. You don't understand. You see that blue sky, boy? God did that. A lot of this stuff God did, and you can't create or change what God did. It's going to be what God said it's going to be. You can't take away an ability that God gave me. I'm supposed to be flipping a burger when I could beat the best lawyer in America in an argument. Who gave me that ability? God gave me that ability to win, right? So when and where I'm supposed to be flipping this burger? When he gave me a greater ability to do greater things, but because your preacher think a certain way, you want me to think like he thinking, because he said God told him something. Man, go play with your mama, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You playing with me, you need to play with your mama. That it's gonna be better results. And if she dead, go dig her up and play with her corpse. You gonna get better results than playing with me, man. I promise you. You playing with your dead mama, she not gonna sue you. Yo, if you go dig your mama up out the grave and play with her, she not gonna sue you. She not gonna try to empty your bank account. I'm gonna try to take everything from you. That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel on the inside when you playing with me about certain stuff, man. Keep on for 10 years nonstop. Keep on, keep on, keep on. So what I'm supposed to do? Yeah, I'm over the time, I'm gonna figure out a way to outsmart you, and I'm gonna catch you in what you doing. Just like the police do. If you go sell drugs, the police gonna catch you in what you doing, and they gonna arrest you. You, like the scriptures say, at your own devices, at your own hand. And if you play with me, you keep playing with me, the same thing gonna happen to you. Your own devices in your own hands is what's gonna get you. So you don't want to pay, but you ain't got a choice. You gotta pay. Nobody don't care about you not wanting to pay. Ain't nobody want to pay. Who wants to pay a lawsuit? Ain't nobody want to pay, but you ain't got no choice. You should, if you don't want to pay a lawsuit, don't do what you did that got you sued. That you I don't want to pay. They sued me. I don't want to pay, but I want to keep doing the bad things that's making me pay, but I don't want to pay. You are El Retardo. That's the whole point of it. That's how we gonna stop you from disobeying U.S. law, by making you pay. We know you don't want to pay. That's part of it, Dodo Bird. We know you don't want to pay, Dodo Bird. You're not supposed to want to pay, Dodo Bird. That's part of the whole thing. Ain't nobody I sued ever want to pay, Dodo Bird. That's why I get aggressive, Dodo Bird, because it's time to pay, Dodo Bird. Nobody don't care if you want to pay, Dodo Bird. That's the whole point, Dodo Bird. That's how we stop you from doing stupid stuff, Dodo Bird. That's how we get racists in America. We bankrupt them. That's what we gonna do to a racist. We gonna bankrupt you. We gonna call Al Sharpton, we gonna call Benjamin Crump, and we gonna come try to bankrupt you. We gonna try to leave your city with all the money in your city. We gonna rob you blind if we catch you being racist. That's what we do, boy. We know you don't want to pay. That's part of the game. But that's going to make you obey the law. That's why it's wrote like that. You see what they did now? You see how they smarter than you now? You rich man who don't never have to pay no penalties? We know you don't want to pay Eugene Carroll, President Trump, but that's why they wrote the law the way they did. So when you have to pay this $5 million, then next time you in that situation, you gonna think about that $5 million you had to pay, and it's gonna help you not do it again. Stupid. We know you don't want to pay. You can't get out without paying. You gotta pay. Listen, you could do whatever you want to do. Ain't nobody could stop you. You could pick up a gun and go kill somebody across the street for whatever reason. I done heard the craziest things I ever heard in my life. They done said God told them to do it. Some people killing in the name of their country. They killing for America. Whatever reason that you gonna do it, you got the power to go take somebody's life. I do too, at will. I could take anybody's life out here at will. We got the power to do that. But after you do it, and you know what come next, that's why we don't do it. The people who not stupid and who God gave them the discernment and they care and listen to God's discernment, they gonna choose not to do that because they know that has a payment that they don't want to pay. So you can't go, if we let you kill somebody and then we don't make you pay for it, then guess what you're gonna do again? It's not rocket science. It's real simple. We don't need Elon to help us. It's not rocket science. You're gonna kill somebody else. So how we stop you from killing? We stop, if this dude kills somebody, we gonna give him 1,000 years. So the next person who go to pull that gun, they gonna think about that, nah. We gotta call somebody to do this. We gotta call a crash out because I don't want to do them 1,000 years. Yeah, that's the power of God restraining you. It's called justice. So when you racist, or you violate the Americans with Disabilities Act, or you choose to not use a resource that your county provides that you can use, but you choose not to implement the training to save money, if you choose to do that, then guess what? It's a payment at the end of that. You just at the payday stage, and you trying to cry like you finna get out of it. I'll sue you 1 trillion times. I got another lawsuit waiting for you in state court. I got another one waiting for him in state court, my boy. I got another lawsuit waiting for y'all in state court. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't getting out of nothing. You gonna pay what you owe me, or you gonna pay 18 times? You gonna pay that? You gonna pay 15,000 or you pay 60,000? You gonna pay what you owe, bruh. You didn't know this in Texas, but I'm telling you, this how I get down. Y'all didn't know this in Texas. This how I get down. You already paying. And boys already paying. They done already spent tens of thousands of dollars in this city. My opponents done already spent tens of thousands of dollars trying to fight against me. It's expensive. That stuff costs money, boy. They out here playing. You out here wasting 17,000, 30,000, 100,000. You out here playing, boy. I'm not playing with you. You heard me? You hear me? Go play with your mama. I don't know what you're talking about, John. Be more specific with what you're talking about. 2 hours, y'all, and 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? We're about to get on down. Yes, indeed, y'all. It is 8:40 out here on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Ashley, I'm glad that Abdul went with the kids and the kids had a great day at school. The first day. That's excellent. That's wonderful. Who is that? Constant James? What's up, Constant James? How y'all doing? As y'all coming to the live stream, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. Y'all are looking at the Upper West Side of Manhattan, man. You know what I'm saying? We still out here on the island, man, doing the content in NYC. You know what I'm saying? Probably be out here for a little baby minute. We talking about these cases, man. I got to get these cases finished. People don't want to pay money for doing wrong. They want to play the game, but then when it's time to pay the price, you don't want to pay the price. You don't have to pay. It ain't no way out of it. You play with me, you paying. I don't care. We could do this in New York. Hey, we could take the show to Cali. We could take the show whatever state you want to. Texas, they paid. In Mississippi, the only reason why y'all ain't, because I ain't been there long enough. I ain't stay there. If I stayed in Alabama, I'll break that whole corrupt system down, boy. I promise you. I'll be talking about that. Listen, I'll be calling that corrupt mayor's office every day. Listen, that mayor in Mississippi, boy, that boy had my number key. That mayor's office, they had my number keyed in their phone. Because I promised during business hours, I called Tate Reeves' office and they wouldn't be answering the phone. They know they corrupt. And they got somebody like me on the phone. Boy, you don't want me on the phone if you know I know you corrupt. Tate Reeves, the best thing for me and you both is for me to be outside your state until 2028, Tate Reeves, because you a corrupt dude, bruh. I'ma just be real. You walking around saying you a Christian. I don't see no Jesus in you. I'ma just be real with you. You might not be cheating on your wife. You might not be smoking a cigarette, but Tate Reeves, you know you corrupt as all hell. Let's be real. But you say you a Christian. I'ma call you by name if I know you corrupt, boy. I'm not scared of you. Because Tate Reeves can't do nothing to me one-on-one. Like y'all know how in the old days, if a man had a beef with another man, they'll take it to the square. That's what I'm doing. I'm calling powerful people to the square. You know what I'm saying? The preacher might be scared of Tate Reeves. You know what I'm saying? My family and them, they might be scared of Tate Reeves. Everybody know he corrupt, but they scared of him. I'm going to call you to the square with your corrupt butt. Because I know man to man, Tate Reeves, your red face and them glasses, boy, I'll slap them glasses straight off your face. Yeah, I'm talking to the governor of Mississippi. That's how I handle corruption. I don't play with these powerful dudes. I'm not scared of this dude. Real talk. You know Tate Reeves all red-faced and stuff, boy. Boy, I'll slap them glasses clean off your red face, boy. Real talk, bro. You playing with me? I'm a different kind of dude. You don't want me in the FBI. If you corrupt and you a governor, if I was in the FBI, bro, I'm telling you, all of them would be going to jail. If I was in the FBI, every corrupt governor in this country would get locked up. Y'all remember Rob Borovich or whatever from Illinois? Yeah, I'd be that kind of FBI director. Tate Reeves, Mississippi, you #1 in line. You put handcuffs on you, homeboy. Ken Paxton, we put handcuffs on you. You see that man with that American shirt? We don't want America to represent corruption from our politicians. That's not what we want America to represent. We want America to represent what Ghost's talking about. Truth, dignity, honor, respect, integrity. That's what I stand on. Ain't nobody talking about me not having integrity or me not having honor or discipline. They not talking about me doing something wrong to a girl. They talking about me having a relationship with a girl. That she and loving. You see what I'm saying? That's what you talking about. Like, I'm not corrupt or bad like you, bro. I promise you. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Everything I do is in the open and it's in the public. I don't try to act like I'm something that I'm not. I'm not faking. I'm being real. That's the difference with me and a lot of them. Mr. Full Circle, what's up, baby? Obama hit one guy and his sons with them drones. He need to. He hit more than one guy. Obama hit a whole lot of them. You feel what I'm saying? Obama hit a whole lot of them. He hit more than one. You feel me? Like, you gotta understand what you're dealing with. You just don't know what you're dealing with. That's all. They just don't know what they're dealing with. I'm not scared of nobody, boy. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of your threats. And if God say it's time for me to get up out of here, it is. But I promise you, I'm not going out like no lamb. I'm gonna try to take you out. That's the kind of dude I am. Yeah, I know you. That's what the Bible say. That's in the Old Testament. That's old Jewish law. You know what I'm saying? That's old Jewish law. If somebody is trying to do, if they trying to kill you, you kill them first. That's old Jewish law, boy. I come get you. I'm trying to tell you, you don't know what you dealing with. If they give me, they give me. I'm not no gangster, no tough guy. I'm a truth guy. I'm a real guy. Everything I say and do is truth and it's real, bro. I'm real. That's the difference between me and you. is I'm real and you not. That's the difference. It's a big difference between a real person and a fake person. Y'all, we should, I said I was gonna do like Eat in New York, a new series called Eat in New York. Well, I'll take y'all to a lot of these different places, food places, and we'll eat some food in New York. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all probably want to see that. You know what I'm saying? That's a little bit of the culture. You know what I'm saying? Show a little bit. You know, we could show some of the music that they got, jazz clubs and everything up here. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely wanted to do that, you know, like a walking tour. Y'all see a lot of videos like a walking tour of the city. You know, people just go around filming and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Some cheeseburger. Cheeseburger said he from Bushwick. Yeah, Constance James, I always go forth prayed up. I done talk to God about all the stuff that I'm talking about. I done talk to the Lord about it. Boy, you ain't winning. If you wrong, you a lying and you corrupt. Pay. A liar and a corrupt person needs to pay. If you let liars and corrupt people go without paying, then guess what happens? It's gonna infect your society. The lying and corrupt people, sure, if you want to lie, it's a freedom. You can choose to be a liar, you could choose to be corrupt, but you gotta pay for lying and corruption. That's all we saying. The liars or the corrupt people need to pay. That's all we saying. Whoever's a liar, whoever's corrupt, they need to pay. What I said wrong? You hear me? What I said wrong? Everything I said was right, man. You said they better pray they nuts loaded. Listen, I don't know what they are loaded, but mine stay loaded. And I ain't never got a gun that can't shoot. You see what I'm saying? I promise you, I got so many cases, bro. I got so many cases. You just looking at the cases that's on the board. You can't beat me with what's on the board. You lost with what's on the board. So what you talking about? So you know that you gonna get sued 2 more times, so you done went and talked to the court. And what you expect to happen? You expect the court to try to overpower some corrupt stuff with me, and I'm gonna let that slide. It's not sliding like that. You ever heard of the ACLU? Yes, Constant James, they gonna get exposed. Then you not listening. Something wrong with your ears. You not hearing. God said those that can hear, let them hear. You can't hear. You can do what you want to do. You're going to get exposed. You're going to get loud cap. If you don't know what loud cap is, all you got to do is try to throw the first case up here, and I promise you're going to know it's a mistake. Look, my mama came to me and my mama said, was I telling people about my cases? I said, just on the live stream, because it's somebody that they heard about what's going on. Yeah, because boy, yeah, them emails, boy, I'm telling you, play with me if you want to. You just gonna find out. They found out in Texas, and I know the people I was going against, you don't have more money, power, or influence than them, and he lost. So how you gonna win? You're not winning nothing. It's a fantasy. It's a fairy tale. I went against a man, he the richest dude in the entire world. That's why I love Elon and got so much respect for him. He built my business. I'm saying not directly, but going against, and I'm saying doing things with his legal team, bro. I learned how to do what I do. And I'm saying them boys I went against, I promise you, they way better than anything that you got. You can't afford a lawyer better than Elon. I know you got $10 million, you got your few million, or you got your few billion, and you think you something, but I done already done this. I went against Elon and them. And you not gonna win, bruh. You dreaming. It's a fantasy. I'm about to fatten my pockets again. You saying a gun that can't shoot? Bro, I got lawsuits on you. The only chance you got is Westchester County. But you lost that first one already. You already lost that first one. And the second one, I don't see how you won. The one in Connecticut, you ain't gonna win. So you talking about the lawsuit against Peekskill, bro? They already lost, bro. You could think whatever you want to. Everybody has their own thoughts, their own hopes, and their own wishes. But in the end, we gonna see how it turned out. God gonna get the victory in the end if I'm involved, because I'm gonna make sure that God gets the victory. If I'm involved in anything whatsoever, I can guarantee you 10,000% God gonna get every piece and every bit of victory in the situation. 100,000%. 500,000%. You cannot outsmart God. I done ran this playbook before. I done all of this. You could come and try it, but you're not gonna be God. You know you wrong, you know you dirty, and you know you corrupt. You paying. There ain't nothing else to it. You gonna pay. I know you don't want to pay. No one wants to pay. That's part of the whole process. Who wants? You think when Fox sued Dominion voting system, you think they want to pay almost $1 trillion? No, they took that case all the way to the day before trial. But you know how that case ended? They paid what they were supposed to pay. That's how it ended. That's how it's supposed to go. That's how it's gonna go. Point blank, period. All right now, Bond White, take it easy, my brother. Have a good day. I appreciate your channel membership. Welcome to Legal Wars Live, y'all. 2 hours and 14 minutes. Think that you have that backward. God wins using you, not the other way around. John, I'm not. Okay, I'm sorry. So I said it wrong. Yeah, he might win to use me. I'm not saying, I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, so let me say it the way you want it to be seen. To expose or to draw out or to pull out either corruption, lies, or some sort of racism or some kind of policies that you have, Jim Crow type laws or Jim Crow type rules. Yeah, to pull that out. Yeah, God is using me to do that. I'm not saying that that's like I'm the big champion. No, I'm not that. I'm a humble person. I'm a humble servant. I realize that. I understand that. But what I'm saying is that I just speak a lot of times on personal terms, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't try to be going around unless it really is important, telling them that, hey, God said this, God gonna do this, or God gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? I let them kind of see that on their own. You're gonna find that out on your own. I can promise you that. I can assure you that. You're gonna get that on your own. I don't see no way in the world that they think they're gonna win. I know you don't want to pay, man. Ain't nobody want to pay. It's straight in the pocket, Constance. And I'm gonna hit them in the pocket. I ain't gonna stop hitting them in the pocket. That's all I do is hit them in the pocket. Y'all, that's my time. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I tell y'all this every time I come on this live stream, that Christ is King, man. You know what I'm saying? I believe I was saved through my repentance and my acceptance in the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, man. I believe that the blood of Jesus actually washes away my sins. It pays my bill. I cannot sin because Jesus has paid the price for my sins, and it's my faith that makes me whole. That's what I believe. And ain't no man could pluck me out the hands of the living God. It don't matter what errors or what mistakes I make. And due to that, I wake up every day, regardless of what I'm facing, and I say, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Tomorrow is Tuesday morning. I will see y'all bright and early, 7 a.m. Eastern, right here on Legal Wars Live. Y'all go out, be productive, and enjoy your day. I love you guys.